All right, this video to start off our React, Andy, for tonight is another great video from SireK0zy's, who is somebody that we're very, very lucky to be able to call a friend of the stream. They come here like once or twice a week, and we get to say hi to them, and they're very nice and benevolent to us. So now, more than ever, make sure you click that link that just showed up in the Twitch chat. If you're on YouTube in the future, this will be showing up in the description below. To click this link to this video to like and subscribe to this awesome creator who has treated us with nothing but kindness. In terms of today's content, they are having a video about all versions of HAG, which HAG, I'm a level with you, besides you HAG mains out there, you chase HAGs, all of you that have whined, complained, and hated Skullmerchant for as long as time can be, there was kind of a pseudo version of Skullmerchant in the game that has existed for a very, very long time, and that is HAG. Good old, hey, I'm gonna camp this hook or gen from cross map just because I have traps. The original, I'm gonna camp and win fairly easily killer. That's why you notice that a lot of content creators, when they do their tier list, HAG is fairly high because HAG has always been able to kind of do similar things to what the Skullmerchant used to be able to do, because now she's getting changed. But yeah, this character is kind of obnoxious and kind of still is. So not the biggest fan of HAG unless you're doing chase HAG with, like, you can't teleport to the traps and you're using body blocking. Yeah, the body blocking traps. Yeah, you're cool if you do that, but don't act like I don't know how most of you play. So yeah, so let's see all versions of this very, very interesting character.
People normally like to trash Baba mains, but what they often seem to forget is that before him there was the HAG. These days when a new killer drops, we often get an early glimpse of their power thanks to leaks from data miners. However, in the case with the HAG, behavior actually leaked her themselves through her personal daily rituals, which they accidentally started assigning to some players several weeks before her release. Since I started playing game around patch 1.5.1, I didn't experience the original version of the HAG myself, so I can only imagine the impression she made on people back then with her absolutely awesome design and animations. Unfortunately though, this is where my compliments are going to stop, because gameplay wise the old HAG was nowhere near her today's glory.
So the thing with HAG is she's the anti-meta character in any sort of versus game. In terms of characters and a TCG, it's decks, there's always going to be an anti-meta. So like all characters on average do this specific thing, but this character is the opposite of that. So like, for example, the most common thing that killers do as their powers in Dead by Daylight is anti-chase. They're anti-loop. Like we talked about before, past 4 years of Dead by Daylight, besides Sadako, they all have some sort of anti-loop ability, whether it be the Shred, Deathslinger's Harpoon, Nemesis's Tentacle Slab. Like, for the past 4 years, there's some sort of utility in characters to deal with pallets and loots. But HAG is the opposite. HAG is the anti-meta character, which is, I don't loop. I just lock down one area and camp it from very far away. Now, whatever you want to say about, like, the presence and importance of having an anti-meta in the game, or an anti-meta character or deck or whatever. In this game, it's not very fun. It's not very fun. So there's that.
Much like the Trapper, the release version of the HAG suffered from an extremely slow trap setting speed. Setting one trap used to take her a whole 6 seconds, which is, get it, 3 times slower than in the live version. As a matter of fact, with some rare exceptions, using traps mid-chase wasn't the smartest idea, because the survivor would most likely just start holding Shift and W, and by the time you were done with the trap, they would already be sitting in the next tile, making you catch up with them again.
Hopefully your Tuesday's still going.
Oh, you want to do it here, okay? Why? Bro, why am I even faking? Let me just put it right here. Oh my god, bro, please, bro.
That literally looks like it's in slow motion.
Wait, what?
It literally looks like it's in slow motion.
Bro, I can't even see you. Are you that far? The f, man? What? No, wait. Okay, I give up. I give up. Just no. But hey, who said it was the only way to play the old HAG? After all, you could always put your traps where you wanted in advance and then simply make survivors run into them. This way you would get to use your ability without having to worry that your obnoxiously long trap setting animation is gonna let the survivor escape. Isn't that great? Well, depends on the definition of great, because in order to make this strat viable, you would need to use all 10 of your traps, and having to spend 6 seconds on each of them would essentially cost you a whole minute of the game.
Yeah.
And this is not even taking into account the time you would need to get from one tile to another, because obviously you don't want to have all of your traps in one spot. Add that to the equation and congrats, you've just lost 3 gens. Another problem of the old HAG was her short teleporting range. At the release it was 8 meters shorter than today, which means that the HAG could teleport to the traps that were triggered only within 32 meters from her.
That's not good.
Let's see, I mean, I'm gonna go back to the boat. Yeah, I'm gonna chill here. Can you trigger one? That's not 32 meters.
Wow.
Next one.
Grab didn't exist back then. That's even worse.
Hello.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
That's even worse because there's not like that setup time. Oh my gosh, this is hard to watch. I like the Bubba video, like it's kind of like hard to watch.
So that's basically, bro, that's 32 meters. Just for context, some maps during that era were like 5 times longer than this distance. And if you ended up on one of them, you didn't have much choice but to limit yourself to only one specific area of the map, infest it with traps, and don't go farther than 3 steps away from it. Because otherwise, when the traps started triggering, there was a huge chance that they would simply be out of reach and you wouldn't be able to teleport to them. Now that I've said it, I realize that it's not that much different from what some hacks like to do these days. But unlike today, back then it wasn't a choice, but rather a lack of choice. But even staying near your traps didn't always guarantee that you would be able to use them, because until patch 6.7.0, survivors could instantly get rid of them by burning them with flashlights, firecrackers, and after the release of the Nemesis chapter, also flashbang. Alright.
Just that blue tent? Yeah, we had a video
just drop it.
last React Andy, where we talked about how
did I burn it?
The old maps a lot.
Yeah. I got it. I didn't know that was even possible. Moreover, later it would also become possible to burn traps which have already been triggered. This way you made the HAG's clones disappear earlier and therefore gave her significantly less time to react and teleport to you.
That's
let us go away. Go away, go away. Okay. Put it right here. Okay. Now I'm gonna scare it. And see?
That's crazy.
See, it's gone, bro.
I never knew about that.
I thought I was tripping. I legitimately even like started gaslighting myself into like thinking that I just made this up. Can you do it again? And go. Yeah. Wow. It works. While by today's standards this mechanic might seem a little unfair, it was a necessary evil, because at the release the HAG's traps couldn't be wiped away, so burning them was basically the only way to get rid of them without setting them off. Hey guys, post-recording Cozy here. While we were testing the 1.3.1 version of the HAG, it turned out that on top of all the bullshit you've just heard, she also couldn't move and attack for several seconds after teleporting. So yeah, whenever you see in this video that I'm giving my friend too much time to run away from the trap, I'm not doing this on purpose. The game actually stuns me after using my power and I just can't do anything about it. Also, I haven't found anything about it in the HAG's patch notes, so it might be just a bug of the specific DVD version that we were playing. But if it's not, I mean, what was even the point of her ability then? So, yeah, stay there. I'm just gonna... Come on, set it.
That's so painful to watch.
I'm not gonna go far. Yeah, right here. Trigger it. And yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's like, I'm like standing inside of my clone and it just won't let me move until the clone like disappears. I don't know why. Yes, the old HAG's ability sucked and often felt more like a burden than an actual advantage. However, you had to keep using it, because without it you were forced to chase survivors on foot like a generic M1 schmuck, which, let's be honest, even the new HAG can't afford. But for the old HAG, it was literally a death sentence, and here's why. First of all, originally her terror radius was 28 meters, which is not that much bigger compared to 24 she has now. But these 4 extra meters combined with her slower movement speed of 4.4 meters per second allowed survivors to hear her several seconds earlier and preemptively get in a strong position where they would be able to loop her till kingdom come. Alright, I'm just gonna run across the map.
There are still HAGs that chase for some reason, and I don't know why they do that.
I'm gonna
like without running the right add-ons.
Visible right now.
Like there will be HAGs that still want to chase despite being 110, and I don't get that. I don't know what comes over them that makes them just want to decide that hey, I'm gonna try to W at him. Hopefully it works. I guess she's just like a very like not commonly played killer, so people think they can do certain things that they just can't. You think you can do these things, but you just can't, Nemo, and that's one of them.
Now, yeah, basically that's your terror radius. That's your terror radius. That's pretty far, I'm not gonna lie. Second, for about a year and a half after the release, the HAG had a bug which caused her to vault slower than other killers. That is on top of the fact that in the old DBD, vaulting was about twice slower for all killers. So just imagine trying to counter, let's say, the killer shack window with this, or any other safe window for that matter.
Oh boy.
Ooh, this is gonna be a lovely one. Jesus, bro. Oh my god, like...
You know what's funny, right? Like, I watch a lot of, like, DBD veterans who are Survivor mains, like, who have played the game since, like, 2016, 17, 18. And they always, like, every once in a while, they'll throw out, like, a really hot take, whether it be on their stream, on Twitter, they'll be like, wow, killers are so boosted nowadays. Like, back in the day, it took real skill to beat me, and now it doesn't. And it's like, I just look at stuff like this, and I'm like, were you actually that good, or was the game just kind of like tilted in your face? Like, were you really that good, or was the game just like that Survivor sided back in the day?
Feels like she's literally like, you know, freezing mid-vault. What the hell is this? Oh
yeah,
no.
she gets like stuck going through.
I won't be able to catch her this way. Oh, I think you messed up. Yeah, bro. All DVD connection. And the cherry on top of this cake made of dog shit was that until patch 2.2.0, the HAG, much like all other 4.4 killers, had a slower speed during launch attacks. In the live version, if you hold M1 while running, it literally looks like the HAG starts skiing. That's how fast and long it is. At the release, not so much. It might not be that noticeable from the Survivor POV, but if you actually play a game or two as the old HAG, you'll definitely feel robbed a couple of times, because you couldn't reach a Survivor in a pallet or window. This is probably gonna take me a while to catch up. And launch from here. Oh my, is that supposed to be a launch? What?
Look at that double pallet spawn into shack window. Like, this is what I'm talking about. I know this video is supposed to be like about
feel
like
robbed a couple of times
about like
because
HAG,
you couldn't reach a Survivor in a pallet
I'm just
or
noticing
window.
things. Like, look at this setup. This is a double pallet setup into shack window. Double pallets into shack window. So this is like why when I hear like DBD like Survivor veterans talking about how good they were at the game, like I don't think half of you were as good as you think you were. I think you were just boosted by the RNG being in your favor. You weren't as good as you thought you were.
Probably gonna take me a while to catch up. And launch from here. Oh my, is that supposed to be a launch? What? Bro, is this a lot? Oh my god. Stop switching.
But it's tied into a third pallet right here and a fourth pallet here. I'm gonna go on a limb and say most DBD survivors back in the day weren't that good. They just had all of this to work with, so they're like, ah, yeah, I could loop a killer for 5 gens. Like, yeah, I would be scared if you couldn't with all this.
Let's bro. Okay. All right. I mean, it felt short, but I guess it was enough to reach. By the way, while we're messing around in DBD 1.3.1, if you want to see me showcase other old killers as well, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because this way you're not—
As you should. And if you haven't, I'm giving you another pause chance to go do that right now. You should. Support the official release of these videos, or else I hate you. There's no joke. I actually hate you.
Not gonna miss my new videos. Also, you can help me decide in the comments which killer should be next. I'm kinda torn between Myers, Hunters, and Clown at the moment. As you can see, the first version of the HAG looked kinda pale to say the least. And honestly, she would have probably sunk into oblivion even before her first quality of life update, if it wasn't for one thing: she was exceedingly good at camping. Look for yourself. When most killers resort to camping, all their resources go to controlling just one survivor on the hook. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is left completely unattended, and if they have more than than 3 brain cells, they will definitely use this time to get back at you by gen rushing. With the HAG though, things are a little more complicated, because in order to camp, she doesn't really need to stay near the hook. She just needs to leave a trap there, and now she's free to patrol the gens within her teleporting range. The moment someone comes for the rescue, they will most likely trigger the trap, and she'll be able to come back faster than survivors can say easy. But the original HAG had even more to offer, because back in the day survivors couldn't bypass her traps by crouching. It still made them go off as if they were trying to run over them. So if you left at least one trap at the hook, you could be 100% sure that no one would be able to sneak past
That's so
it.
dumb.
The trap would go off anyway as soon as the survivor was within about 6 meters away from it.
Heck this character.
I still can't see. Oh, yeah. What? Bro, I was crouching. What the hell? Another one?
This character so much.
What, bro? Bro, how is this? I don't get it. In fact, even if a survivor was sitting completely motionless near a place where you were setting a trap, it would still cause it to activate as soon as the setting animation was over. Because apparently before patch 1.5.0, the only trigger condition for traps was the survivor's proximity. I'm just gonna put one...
That would make your choice. I would cry.
No, don't move, don't move. You're gonna trigger
I would start
them.
sobbing.
I'm sorry? What? No, this cannot be, bro. Wait.
You don't have the disbelief.
Let's try and do this again.
No way. Yep, this one.
Okay, wait. For real, bro? First thing I thought about when I discovered this fact was that basically with the old HAG, you couldn't hide near a place where she was about to hook someone. Because if she decided to put a trap there, it would instantly compromise your position. But fortunately, it only worked if you had a direct line of sight to the trap. If you were hiding behind an object, like a rock or a barrel, the trap wouldn't activate.
That's good at least.
Let me try that.
Smile.
See? Even the barrel protects you from the trap. Can you, like... Get from behind the barrel. Come over here. Yeah, there you go. As soon as you move, as soon as you just go anywhere, there's line of sight and it just explodes. My favorite part about camping HAGs, and I'm using big air quotes when I'm saying favorite, was when there was not one but several traps at the hook and you activated all of them at the same time. In this case, the game would start dropping frames like crazy and turn into a slideshow, because the older versions of Dead by Daylight were so poorly optimized, they couldn't even handle several HAG clones pop up at the same time. And that's not even mentioning that on top of it, sometimes triggering traps could randomly rotate your camera and make your character start moving in a completely different direction.
Yep.
Wait, oh, you're not
That's
done
my
yet.
least favorite thing about this.
You are.
Like,
okay.
This is my thing that I've always hated about HAG, even in modern day DBD, is it's the only character that actually takes the controls out of your hands. Like, no matter how oppressive or annoying any killer in Dead by Daylight is, you still have autonomy over what you're doing. But triggering a HAG trap literally yoinks your camera out of, like, right towards the trap. So it, like, literally, like, rips the camera controls out of your hands, which is just stupid. I've always hated that so much. So much.
I'm just gonna run through all of them, and that's probably gonna explode my PC, but okay. Oh my god. Oh, what? What the? Bro. Oh my, bro, oh my god, no, bro, my camera is dying, my camera is freaking dying. It was like going left, right. That was just, imagine going through something like this in a real game. Can't say if this thing was exclusive for the earlier versions of the HAG, so feel free to correct me in the comments. But even if it does still happen in the live version, I'm sure it doesn't feel as disorienting as it used to, because the frame rate in the modern DBD is way more stable. When it comes to the killers released during the first 2 years of the game, their original add-ons are often quite different from those that they end up with eventually. However, this can be said about the HAG, because her add-ons haven't seen any significant changes since they first appeared in the game. So just like today at the release, they either enhanced the basic properties of your traps, namely the setting speed, trigger zone, active time, and teleporting range, or they gave them completely new properties, like for example aura rating, deafening, slowdown, and so on. Basically, the only thing that was different about the old HAG's add-ons was that besides making you stronger, most of them also had negative effects. seconds. In the case with the yellow and green add-ons, it created this weird vicious circle where you couldn't get rid of the previous debuff without trading it for another one. For example, let's say you brought an add-on which reveals the survivor's aura when they trigger a trap. This would cause your traps to have a reduced trigger zone, and in order to compensate for it, you would need an add-on with the opposite effect. But using this add-on would in turn make your mod clones disappear faster, and at that point there was nothing you could do about it, because you can't equip more than 2 add-ons. The worst scenario was when as your final debuff you ended up with an increased trap setting speed, because combined with the already slow trap setting speed you had by default, it meant that now each trap would cost you about 8 seconds.
Honestly, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to see that. I'm afraid to witness this, but okay, let's man up and let's do this. And no. Have you seen that, bro? Let's do it again. Come on,
it already
do
looked
it.
like it was in slow-mo.
I was like spamming the button, bro. Bro, please, bro. Why you do?
She's really taking her time.
No,
She's trying to get it right.
this is not normal. I don't know. This is what the f was it? What the f were they thinking?
The situation with the purple and eerie add-ons was no better. For example, Scarred Hand, which gives your clones collisions on top of removing your ability to teleport to traps, also used to reduce your movement speed. Disfigured
already
Ear,
110.
which deafens
Stop it.
survivors when they set off traps, used to make your clones disappear much faster. Waterlogged Shoe, which slows down survivors within the trap trigger range and removes the ability to teleport to traps, didn't have a movement speed bonus. And Mean Trag, which allows you to teleport to any trap on the map, had a 15 seconds long cooldown. So yeah, good luck winning with that. The first update for the HAG came out 4 days after her debut. It wasn't something big, but rather just a hotfix for a much complained issue with Disfigured Ear. The thing is that originally, in order to imitate the shell shock effect, this add-on didn't just muffle the sounds on the survivor's end. It actually used to produce a high-pitched whistle that you sometimes hear in movies after explosions. Only this whistle was so disgustingly implemented that I swear only masochists can enjoy listening to it for longer than a half-life.
I say this a lot with also sound warning, since they're probably going to play it right here. First off, I want to say, I say this a lot when it comes to like the deep wound status effect, like the nightfall status effect, like clowns, like gassy fog status effect. It's okay for a game to like try and simulate that your character is the one like experiencing some sort of disorientation. I, as the player in real life, should not be experiencing actual disorientation playing your game. It's cool to like, you know, be like, oh, your character's under the effect of, your character's disoriented, and like be like, oh, cool. But like me in real life should not be feeling disoriented playing the video game. Should not be a thing. Should not be a thing. Ow, that fuck. Don't, ow. Ow, I hate that. Ow.
As a matter of
like
fact,
a dog
in patch
whistle. Don't do that.
1.3.1b, the whistle was removed and replaced with the effect we have currently. And after this, the devs went on a 10-month cooldown, during which the HAG didn't receive a single substantial update. Things started changing only in the spring of 2017. Patch 1.5.0 finally addressed one of the HAG's biggest issues, which was her trap setting speed. It was reduced by 2 seconds, which didn't make a huge difference, but it was definitely a good start. Another important change that was introduced in this patch was that from now on, survivors could crouch over the HAG's traps without triggering them. This way, the devs ensured that the HAG finally had a fair counterplay mechanic, which wasn't tied to flashlights or any other items, while also making her way less annoying to deal with when she was camping. The next update for the HAG took the devs another 10 months. Shortly after the release of the Pig chapter, they finally acknowledged the problem with her terror radius, which in combination with her slower movement speed didn't allow her to approach survivors on gens without scaring them off too early. In patch 1.9.3, the HAG's terror radius was reduced by 4 meters, making it 24 meters like that of most 4.4 killers these days. 4 months after this, in patch 2.0.0, behavior finally addressed the bug that had been causing the HAG to vault slower than other killers. It's hard to say if this issue had been there since her release, or if it had been introduced only in version 1.7.0 when the devs increased the vaulting speed of all killers for the first time. But in any case, we're most likely talking about months here.
Wait, what is it? Oh, yeah, never mind. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm not sure. She still sort of like freezes on top of the window.
It'd be like clown. clowns
I mean, it is
pickup animation looks
faster, but
weird,
it's
but
like-
it's still fine.
It's probably like
still
faster
fine. It just
because
looks
they
odd.
bumped the overall vaulting speed.
Even though all these changes were pretty important, they were still just a prelude compared to what happened to the HAG just a month later in patch 2.1.0. This is where the devs sped up her trap setting animation by 2 more seconds and increased the teleporting range from 32 meters to 40.
Old behavior did
This
not
increased
care.
the dynamics of her gameplay
Old
and improved
behavior
her map control
did
by a
not care at
huge
all.
margin. But most importantly, in this patch, behavior revisited all of the HAG's add-ons. I guess they turned out to
That's
be better than
another reason why I'm like so like more positive about Dead by Daylight in modern times, because like, for example, right now the Xenomorph has a bug where sometimes their turrets are just invincible for no reason. It has no consistency to it. Just sometimes you go to slap a turret, whether it be with your tail or your M1, and just like it just doesn't break. So I'm like, that's kind of annoying. But like, I'm not out here throwing a hissy fit about it because they actually fix stuff now, so it'll probably be fixed. Back in the day, like we were mentioning, like, you know, Cozy's mentioning, it could be years before I saw that bug fixed. It could be years before I see that bug fixed. My character could be broken for years. I mean, you just have to deal with it. You just have to deal with it. It was miserable back in the day. So yeah, like, that's why I'm not trying to, I didn't like, if you've watched my videos for a really long time or been with the channel for a very, very long time, you've noticed I've progressively gotten way less behavior hatey with like my ideas and my feelings, and that's not because I'm trying to like sell out or just chill out, man. It's like literally they earned it. They earned that because like this is what they used to do. The fact that they actually changed things, thank goodness, because they used to just not care at all, and we are a far cry from that. Far cry from
the
that.
devs expected. Because instead of reworking them into something new like they often do with other killers, they simply removed all of their negative attributes. And for some of them, they even introduced more positive effects, like for example in the case with the waterlogged shoe. That's how it received its signature speed bonus of 7.5%, which in combination with play with your food, turned the HAG into the fastest killer in the game.
Okay, can you run again? Yeah, like this, and stop. I'm just gonna go far and like look away. Yeah, I guess 3 is the maximum. Oh, wait.
Yeah, 3's maximum.
Yeah, I think it's working, bro. Look at my speed. Look at my speed, bro.
Just zooming.
Look at my speed. Bro, I'm like, I feel like
your ice
when he
skating.
runs the speed up add-ons.
This was quickly followed by 2 more updates. The first one standardized the launch attack of all 4.4 killers so that it's the same speed as that of 4.6 ones. This gave the HAG her famous reach that in my opinion as a survivor sometimes feels even more annoying to deal with than trying to dodge Freddy's long arm. The second one simply reduced the HAG's footstep audio, which before that was so loud that sometimes it literally pierced through the chase music. It wasn't something game-breaking, but it was just weird that one of the smallest killers in the game made so much noise. After this, the devs took a break from the HAG. A very long break, which lasted for about 5 years. During this time, the HAG received only one minor cosmetic update, namely a hatch closing animation, which was introduced for all killers following the hatch rework. Interesting fact, since for all of her interactions the HAG uses her claw, closing the hatch didn't become an exception, which made the HAG one of the few killers with a unique hatch closing animation. In late 2022, behavior completed the HAG with a custom menu and chase music, and honestly, I thought that was it. I mean, what else could you possibly ask for when according to some killer players, she was already A tier? However, the devs had something else planned for her. In patch 6.7.0, as a part of the global nerf of the light burn mechanic, they made her traps immune to flashlights and pretty much any other sources of light. As a trade-off, survivors were given the ability to wipe the traps away, which takes a little longer than burning them, but at least this way you don't need any items to do it. The only issue that I've got with this is that, dude, I just miss my flashlights.
There are certain characters where it was actually super fun and super helpful, like on Artist, where like it was actually super fun and helpful, but there were characters like Wraith where like Wraith already wasn't that crazy good of a character, so like punishing him didn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. So it's just like, I don't know, it felt like it was something that probably could have been balanced and not just outright removed from the video game, you know? So I just don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I still don't particularly like HAG. He won't really, she's one of the few characters you won't see me play. Well, now I mostly just play Xenomorph only for, you know, obviously for keeping that top 15 spot. But yeah, I don't find camping fun. I don't find camping from far away fun. So a character designed to do that and still does that. not particularly my favorite. Yeah, I don't like Hag. I don't like facing Hag. I don't like playing as Hag. Chase Hag can be fun once in a blue moon just for the memes, but I would never play that character consistently outside of just the joke of going fast. Like I said, she to me, I've always felt kind of erred more on the side of Skull Merchant, where a lot of her gameplay was very autopilot-y and very much just like, hey, once I hook one person, I can just set up a lot of traps and I just get a lot of free pressure, and it's just kind of like not very thrilling to play as, because I didn't feel like I did too much to earn the win in the video game. And obviously on the Survivor side, it's just kind of frustrating. So I've never really liked this character, so I appreciate at least now that we can wipe away the traps and stuff like that, so she's a little less annoying. But yeah, I think she's in the best spot she has been so far. But yeah, I'm still not particularly a fan of them either way. So Hag's basement, yeah, Hag's basement. It's a little spooky. So this side of the map belongs to me. It's just her web, okay? It's just the Hag's web. You just need to play better. Yeah, I do not care for that character.